The content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification button. And please, feel free to share the video. Thank you. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chases. And I know a lot of y'all sometimes, you're taken aback by some of the things that I say, but it's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chases. So if you want to hear some hand holding, coddling type material or content, this is not the place for you, because I'm gonna keep it straight, no chaser. I'm gonna tell you the real deal Holyfield. It's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. Bottom line, I'm not gonna play games. I'm not gonna tone down, turn down, none of that. I'm gonna give it to you straight raw. So if you have a problem with that, I would suggest you exit stage left. Before I get things started, I want to give a shout out to the Grinch. What's good, Grinch? Thank you so much for your kind donation this evening, sir. And I appreciate having you here. Your presence is appreciated as well. And also, I want to give a shout out to all of the members of the Green Gorilla channel who keep things going here. I want to give a shout out to Leroy Honeycutt. Welcome back, my brother. True King 337, Force Windu, Michael Caviness, Urban Nomad, Raphael Brown, Barnolas, Kyle J. Sura, I'm Just Jules, The Book of Ronin, Ab Media, Damon Harris, Brian McMurray, Ethan Hines, Mr. Lumet, TD Hip Hop Media, Drew Main, Shop Talk Live, Ryan Jackson, The Face, Mr. Heat, David Demand, Afro Analyst, NEU, Ronan Martin, Black Quizzard ADOS, Conscious Uncoupling, Isa Abdul Sahir, Sir Anthony, Deshaun Nolly, MLR, Charles Rogers, Black Dog, Brother Love, Infamous Chillin', Universal 178, Black's Word 404, Rashid Barnes, Aaron Smith, DH, C Truth the Revelator, Gold Professor, The Nameless Protagonist, Black Pill Ned Stark, Arthur Unknown, Odd Collard, Dr. Tiasan Johnson, Brian Williams, Kalan Jakala, Sherrod Martin, Ricky Dawson, Cedric Bowman, True 7360, BK Born Shaheed, James Washington, Hostile Adept, Seventh Coast Dojo, W. Pierre 1, Rogish the Billmonger, I Care, Lady Miss Thing Green, BJS Ibmore, and Marvin Battle Jr. Thank you so much for being members of the Green Gorilla channel. Your contributions help to make the channel better. So thank you. And, I like to give a shout out to all the haters out there who flag the videos and who have snide little remarks to put on the comments and all that. Shout out to y'all, man. What's good, haters? I love my haters, man. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate your non-support. I appreciate your non-support. Thank you. But today I want to talk about something that came across my Facebook timeline, and it was a story about a woman who, for the most part, returned a $3,000 wedding ring. And I can't believe that, man. Look, this just, to me, it points to, it alludes to, it is representative of how many women perceive men in this culture. what their expectations are, and what you're supposed to do for them, and how to demonstrate your fitness to be involved with them. Imagine taking your hard earned money, your hard earned cash, and devoting it towards a purchase intended to symbolize your dedication, your devotion as a potential husband for a woman, and for her to construe your hard earned money as insufficient because it doesn't meet up to or match up to a standard created by who and for what, to demonstrate what to who. Crazy. So I'm gonna take a quick break real fast and demonstrate to all of the people watching for the first time, if there are, and for people who might want to become members of the Green Gorilla channel in order to help aid the channel in its growth and to buttress and to undergird the kind of beings and doings that go on here. I'll show you the video on how you can become a member of the Green Gorilla channel. And then when we come back, I'll just dive right into this article. So I'll be back in a jiffy. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel, the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chaser. Today, I want to introduce you to my new membership program that consists of 5 levels where you can invest in the Green Gorilla channel on a monthly basis and receive level-specific perks. Memberships are special because they improve the quality of the content of the channel and will help me to be able to keep the channel going. Now, to participate in the Green Gorilla channel membership program, all you have to do is hit the join button, which is located right next to the subscribe button on my channel page. Now, for all of my subscribers who decide not to participate in my membership program, nothing will change. The content will keep coming the way it always has. Thanks for watching, and be careful out here, people. Bless. Okay, we're back. I'm the G with a PhD. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up, no chasers. And before I get it started, I just want to remind people again, in case they don't know. They need to know. I just got to demonstrate it. Just so you know. The content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. I ran across this article entitled, "Woman Reportedly Returns a 3K Engagement Ring Because It's Too Cheap." Now, the first thing I'm thinking to myself, just my knee-jerk reaction, my prima facie, at first glance reaction is, what a selfish bitch. Look, I don't know the race of the individual, and it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because it's indicative, though, of the sentiment, the feeling, the expectation, the standard that applies to all women in all races in this country as it pertains to the institution of marriage or as it pertains to overall perceptions about what a man is supposed to do in the context of a relationship. Okay? So, it's written by a woman, in fact. And I'm interested to see, because I haven't read it. I kind of glossed over the first paragraph, but I thought it would be interesting to explore this issue. And this shouldn't be a very long show. I might read another article, all depending upon whether or not I feel like it. But think about this, man. Okay, so the article begins with the idea that, or the sentence that, it seems the rules for how much to spend on an engagement ring aren't dead yet. At least to some. Now, a woman reportedly returned her engagement ring to her partner because it didn't cost 10% of his salary. So if you make 30 G's, you're supposed to spend 3,000 on the ring. If you make 50,000, you're supposed to spend 5,000 on the ring. If you make 100,000, you're supposed to spend $10,000 on a ring. Now, don't tell me where this rule comes up. To me, it's arbitrary. Who in the fuck decided that 10% of income is required to spend on a ring? What the fuck is the reason? I'm trying to figure this out. What is the reason for 10% of your salary being allocated towards a ring? Is this some shit that the woman can go hot in case the shit doesn't go wrong? Like, what the fuck is this? I'm asking because I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm at a loss. 10% of your salary is supposed to go on a fucking wedding ring or an engagement ring. So the ring, which is made of white gold with diamonds and sapphire, cost the man about $3,000. However, he allegedly makes enough that if he followed the 10% rule, which says he should spend 1/10 of his salary on an engagement ring, he should have spent between 10 and 15,000. So he's one of these so-called high value guys. All right? He should have bought a $10,000 to a $15,000 ring according to this standard, which I don't understand where it came from, who made it up, but it just seems arbitrary to me. So anyway, the man posted about his dilemma on Reddit's Am I the Asshat or Asshole forum? Am I the asshole? So it's a forum, I guess, where people can come and ask if they did anything wrong. Am I being an asshole here? Like, the standard is supposed to be one where the man buys an engagement ring that is equal to 10% of his salary. He decided, well, I'm not going to spend that much money on it, but I am going to get something of substantial value. $3,000 ain't shit to sneeze at. That's quite a bit of money to buy a ring for. I don't have a $3,000 ring. I just don't. Okay? I wouldn't even fucking buy one. Who gives a shit about a ring and how much it costs? Who cares, man? But at any rate, the man posted about his dilemma on Reddit's I am the asshole or am I the asshole forum, asking if he had done the wrong thing by spending only $3,000 on the engagement ring for his fiance. In the post, he explained that while he does make a sizable salary, this year has been somewhat challenging because he's been financially supporting his parents, sister, and nephew who all had COVID-19. He is also still supporting his sister who lost her job. So he's doing a lot for a lot of different people, helping his nephew out, helping his sister out, and helping his parents out who had been riddled with this disease, this COVID shit. And it's some serious shit. My brother just left the ICU for this shit. And I'm glad he's in good health and he's safe and he's making a recovery. But I was scared for a minute. Okay? So there's some serious shit going on with COVID. And to make matters worse, he said his job announced that 150 people will be laid off next year. So he wanted to be smart about his spending. But he doesn't think he's going to get laid off. But he could. So he said, let me be smart. Let me be smart about this. Even though the ring he bought was only 3 G's, it was designed in a way that his partner wanted. He even had the sapphire custom cut into a pear shape as she preferred. Since she returned the ring, the man's partner is reportedly refusing to talk to him. Refusing to talk to him. Hey, bro, I'm going to tell you the truth, man. Hey, bro, You got to get up out of there, bro. Fuck her, bro. She don't love you, bro. Look. All I can say is, if I spent that much guap, if I spent that much money on a ring, and then all of a sudden I was told it's not good enough for me because it's not expensive enough for me. Although I am pledging my life to you. And you tell me it's not sufficient enough, so therefore you're not going to talk to me? Deal over, man. Why are you even trying to contact her? Fuck her, bro. Real talk, man. Fuck her. I wouldn't have shit to do with her, man. Nothing at all, man. Anyway, so since she returned the ring, the man's partner is reportedly refusing to talk to him. And then look at this shit. The article says that her parents are accusing me of using her and treating her like cheap trash. Her parents now. Who the fuck are they? Who are they? This gotta be some white shit. Got to be. Who are they? Who are they? Who are these people, man? Like, are they getting married and you getting married? Like, what the fuck is going on with this? But anyway, other people chimed in to say that the cost of the ring really shouldn't matter. And I agree with that. I agree. The cost of the ring should not matter. You're right. The cost of the ring shouldn't matter. And the woman says, as a proud wearer, or some other person in the chat of this Reddit thread, basically says, as a proud wearer of a $400 engagement ring, I cannot fathom wasting thousands on a piece of jewelry, one person wrote. Now that's a ride or die right there. That's a ride or die right there. That's a ride or die. $400. Like, fuck it. When did marriage become about how much a ring costs? And why? Then, when did marriage become about other people's parents telling you whether or not you actually treating their child cheap or like trash because you didn't spend 10% of your salary on a fucking token? Not the real relationship, a token of what you want to pledge to that woman. This culture is sick, man. I'm telling you. This culture is fucking sick. Someone else said in the thread, a ring is a ring. Exactly. I agree with that. A ring is a ring. Mine was about 500 pounds. I was so totally happy with my ring. It's perfect. To be honest, if my husband spent any more, then I would have been so annoyed at him. Another ride or die. Another commenter even pointed out that the 10% rule was a marketing ploy invented by the diamond industry. Boom. Imagine that. Imagine that this culture is so sick and that women have become so materialistic and the parents of women have become so fucking materialistic that they demand that their child be shown dedication and love, not by means of actual actions and beings and doings, but by abiding by what the dictates of the fucking diamond industry dictates. That's some bullshit. But this is the culture that we live in. This is the culture we live in, where the expectation is that you be able to demonstrate your financial fitness. Pay attention to this. You have to be able to exhibit financial fitness to a woman by means of making a purchase that has no bearing on being able to make a sound financial decision. Dumb shit. The dumbest shit ever. Dumb, 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 dumb shit. Dumb. The website, the wedding website, wrote that Diamond Cartel De Beers created a marketing campaign in the 1930s that convinced men that if they really loved their significant others, they would spend at least a month of their salary on an engagement ring. By the 1980s, the amount increased to 2 months' salary, and today it is 3 months' salary. Now, can you imagine that bullshit? Can you imagine that? But as far as I'm concerned, in my view, in my opinion, this man should take that goddamn ring back or take it to the pawn shop and never call that woman's ass ever, ever, ever again. Fuck her, dog. She ain't worth the ring, bro. She ain't worth the ring, bro. She's not worth the ring, bro. And look, we have a woman in the chat right now who basically says, my ring was $450, no complaints. I give you a thumbs up, dear heart. You're a ride or die. I give you some applause. I just don't understand what is wrong with people nowadays, man. Not only is the ring a problem and requiring men to spend 3 months of their salary on some bullshit, which is what I consider it to be. Straight bullshit. The man typically now has to worry about being able to ensure that the wedding, not the marriage, the wedding is something that the woman approves of. And typically women want to spend a shit ton of money on a dress. Not only a dress, but alcohol, fancy fixings, and all the accoutrements and all of the decorations that go along with a wedding, the venue itself, man, that shit could easily add up to $50,000, $60,000. Now, I can't really talk about white folks because white folks, man, have more wealth on average than black people. So the average white family has somewhere damn near between 85 to 100 G's of wealth. Not income, median income, talking about their salaries. I'm talking about real wealth. Okay? Versus the average black family, which is somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000. 3 to 5 G's. And you got women who are actually out here desiring, planning, even in some cases demanding that a man spend $50,000, $60,000 on a fucking token of his honor for her, instead of them using that money in order to strategically build a secure future for themselves in the context of living in a society in which, on average, a black family has $3,000 to $5,000 of wealth stored up. So instead of starting off in the black, they start off in the red to make a whole bunch of motherfuckers who don't give a shit about them for real happy. Dumb shit. Dumb shit. But then the question has to be asked, why are some women demanding this bullshit? Why? And there's some women who don't. I'll give them thumbs up. Again, as I say, I give them ride or die. I give them applause. For all the ladies who have no problem with understanding that it's not about money, it's not about wealth, it's not about how much you can pay for something. It's about how much you love somebody and how much you care for somebody, and whether or not y'all are actually compatible and you're able to work through your problems and you're able to actually build something together, as opposed to somebody demonstrating how much they love you through a shallow and a hollow token. What happened to real love? Where is this shit in this culture? I don't see it anymore, man. All I see is a bunch of materialistic bullshit. And men, if I was that man, you know what I tell them to do?
Run. Run.
Run. Leave her ass alone. Don't fuck with her. Ride, slide out. I said I got another article for you. I am going to read it because I'm only 30 minutes into the show. And usually my shows are at least about an hour. So I got another article, and boy, you're going to love this one. Oh my God, you're going to love this. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all, we back. I'm the G with a PhD. You're tuned into the Green Gorilla channel. It's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up with no chasers. And, you know, I'm not ranting and raving tonight, man. I'm not doing all that tonight. But I do want to let people know, in case I do, the content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. Yeah, so if you got virgin ears, I would suggest that you exit stage left, man. Like, because every now and then I'll go off on a rant. I'll start to get hit with the spirit, and then I'll start cursing people out, or I start cursing myself. And if you don't like that kind of thing, man, then you ought to bounce. All right, because you're liable to hear it. So I'm warning you. That's my trigger warning. Okay. Now, this next thing I want to talk about, man, the guys here, man, I think y'all gonna flip y'all lids over this, but okay, well, anyway, let's just get to it. So the article is, should moms get paid for being moms? Some think so, and there's a new plan to provide a $2,400 monthly stipend to all moms. Basically, and it's a 5-minute read. It ain't gonna take us but 5 minutes. It's gonna take longer because I'm reading it out loud and I'm gonna comment on it. But moms should get paid for being moms, just for being a mother. You should get $2,400 in a monthly stipend just for being a mother. And it's written by Rachel Grumman Bender. Okay, so the article says, what if moms were given a $2,400 monthly stipend for their often invisible labor? Now, this shit it befuddles my brain. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, okay? But it just befuddles my brain. Invisible labor? What is that, man? How is labor invisible, man? What is invisible labor? What is that? They're often invisible labor. That's the plan proposed by Girls Who Code founder Reshma Sujani, in a new op-ed for The Hill. So this woman is someone apparently who does coding, computer coding, and she wrote an opinion editorial piece for The Hill. Who knows what her connections are and how she was enabled to do this, but I mean, this is just her proposal. So she's calling for, this woman, Sujani, is calling for President-elect Joe Biden to create a task force dedicated to implementing a Marshall Plan for moms during this first 100 days. For a history refresher, the original Marshall Plan, also known as the Economic Cooperation Act, passed in 1948 and provided funding which totaled more than $12 billion to help Western Europe rebuild after the war. Sujani's proposing a means-tested $2,400 monthly payment to the women who are the bedrock of our economy and our society. The bedrock of the economy and the society. This is Miss Reshma Sujani, who's calling on President-elect to create a task force during the first 100 days. In other words, pay me. Now, we already know, man, what is the percentage of women who voted for Biden versus women who voted for Donald Trump? We know black women voted 90% for Biden. And black men voted 80% for Biden. We know that the others are split. The others are split. But yet and still, this woman feels like, okay, we're going to get women to get some money for having babies because of invisible labor, which she hasn't identified what it actually is. But maybe she will. Along with the stipend, Sujani wrote that the plan should include long overdue parental leave, affordable child care, and pay equity. She added that it should be implemented by a task force led by a designated caregiving czar, which Melinda Gates suggested recently in a Washington Post op-ed. So they want a czar for women to pay them for having kids. Not a family. This has nothing to do with families. This is going to be given to women. Don't matter if the parent is in the house, who's the dad, doesn't matter. Money's going to her because of the invisible labor she has to perform. Is that shit fair? I'm just asking the question. Is that fair? I would like to know. I want somebody to tell me in the audience out there that this shit is actually fair. I don't get it. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, I know women have children and so on and so forth, but damn, you gonna pay a motherfucker for loving their own children? I mean, think about what the implications of that are. You want to get paid for invisible labor that you give to your own fucking child? You want to be remunerated in the market. Not by the market, though. You want the government to give you money for loving your own children. Explain to me how this makes sense. I'm confused about it. I just want to know. I would like for a woman to explain it to me. Really? Then it goes on to talk about the ways in which the pandemic has impacted women. In the op-ed, Gates wrote that the coronavirus has laid bare what was painfully clear to many families already. The caregiving system in the U.S. is broken, and it is women who are paying the price. Hmm. Independent women, huh? She continued, even before the pandemic began, child care and long term care solutions were often unaffordable and inaccessible, and women were filling the gaps at tremendous cost to their own economic potential. And Sujani agrees, writing that since March, which is when stay at home orders and distance learning started in several states, mothers have been working simultaneously as teachers and counselors and cleaners and nurses and nannies and chefs and tech support, and the list goes on and on. Countless millions of women have been forced to cut their working hours, scale back their careers, or leave the workforce entirely in order to be full time caregivers. It's true that not all caregivers are women, but the vast majority are. Well, even if you said we're going to give a stipend to caregivers to offset the cost of COVID 19, that's a whole different thing altogether. But this is not even put out there in the context of helping out caregivers. This is about helping women. It's about giving women a gimme, a grab. And look, I understand it's hard being a mother, whatever the case may be, especially a single parent mother. But a lot of y'all chose to be in that situation. A lot of y'all chose that. A lot of y'all made a conscientious decision to have a single parent life. And you knew it would be difficult. You knew it would be. You knew you would have to bear those costs. You knew. You know a child ain't cheap. You know that. And many of these women, I just hate to say this, man, but I gotta say it. Many of y'all could have had men around, but you decided that that man wasn't good enough for you because you wanted to look out potentially for the high value guy, whatever the case may be, which I think is a crock of shit, if you ask me. But, okay. So you're going to wait out for a better deal. And the guy who is the high value guy, you're not a good deal because you got baggage with you. But oh, okay, well. Anyway, Jackie Hunt, the Europe Eurasia Director of Equality Now, calls it a very good proposal. I bet she does, especially if she's a mom. Hunt tells Yahoo Life, mothers often provide the majority of care for children and older dependents, many while holding down another job or two or three. The pandemic has only exacerbated the disproportionate burden of reproductive care that women shoulder, with many absorbing additional care responsibilities that leave many women so exhausted that they've had to give up their paid labor in order to just cope or just to cope. So now, okay, now they're going to go into what the invisible labor is. Research shows that the invisible labor of moms in general takes a toll on their mental health. A 2019 study published in the journal Sex Roles found that 90% of married or partnered moms feel solely responsible for their children and household. 90% of married or partnered moms feel solely responsible for their children and household. Now, it doesn't say that they actually are, it says that they feel that they are. What kind of fucking study is that, man? It sounds like a bullshit study. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Research shows that the invisible labor of moms in general takes a toll on their mental health. 90% of married partner moms or partner moms feel solely responsible for their children in the household. And 8 out of 10 moms reported that they were the ones responsible for dealing with their children's teachers and school. Like no dads don't go to school. They don't take their children to school. I know many dads who take their kids to school, man. Come on, man. Look, man. I'm with dudes all day, man. They take their kids to school. They buy their kids food, cook for their kids, do all kind of shit for their children, man. But these women say that they are doing 90% of the work. They feel like that. I'm just like, come on, man. Look, come on now. While Sujani acknowledges that the proposal won't solve all of the problems, she wrote in the op-ed that it would at least begin to abate the gross disregard for the value of mothers' unpaid, unseen, unappreciated labor. Sujani tells Yahoo Life that if you look at the legislators and leaders making policy decisions, it's still largely men. And judging from the total lack of government support provided to women and moms during the COVID-19 crisis, it's pretty clear that valuing mothers' labor isn't a priority for them, she says. More broadly, there's a strong cultural norm that caregiving and household work is women's work. And we don't have a great track record in this country of valuing work done by women. She adds that the monthly stipend could be transformational if it's done as part of a Marshall Plan for moms that includes parental leave, affordable child care, and pay equity. It will help get us back to the economic growth and out of this recession, Sujani notes. We have never finished the project of fully integrating and supporting women in the labor force. Supporting moms will be good for all of us. And then the last section, I think, it's about economic growth. Although some might argue that motherhood is a choice, which I do, it is a choice. Nobody just ups and becomes a mom through spontaneous generation. Maybe except Mary, the mother of God. But if you got a kid, you let's just safe to say you did the horizontal mumbo jumbo to get it. And you know what the repercussions of that shit is. But I digress. Although some might argue that motherhood is a choice and therefore should not be compensated, Sujani tells Yahoo Life that this is not about choosing to have children, it's about economic growth. So it ain't about the choice to have kids. It ain't about a personal decision that you took on. It's about economic growth. So this is good for the economy, giving women money for having children. Which we already do, by the way. Which we already do. I mean, do we not? Especially if they are in a jam. We give them WIC, EBT cards. We give them utility assistance. We give them all kind of subsidies, Section 8 and shit like that. Especially if you're a woman in need. It's subsidized. One of the things that I do know for a fact is, and you can agree with it, you can disagree with it, if you give money to people for a behavior, they're going to continue the behavior. You're incentivizing the behavior. So if you give money to people for having children, you're going to have more women who are having children because they're going to do so in the expectation that they're going to receive money. Is this something that you actually think you should be promoting? It's just a question. Anyway, it says, you can't have economic growth in this country unless you bring women fully into the labor force. Now, this is what's crazy to me. Are women not fully in the labor force? They are to a certain extent. Some of them are stay-at-home moms. A lot of women who are married are stay-at-home moms. Some women work part-time. And they do so by choice. Some women work full-time. But a lot of women through their own choice, decide that they're not going to work full time. They'd rather work part time or have a limited work experience so that they can actually take care of their children. And they use the man's income in order to help augment the ability to do that. But that's neither here nor there. I'm digressing again. And you can't do that without ensuring that moms have child care, that they're paid fairly, and that they're compensated for their invisible, again, invisible labor. Like loving your kid is some fucking labor. Imagine that shit. I mean, what is a child supposed to think? I need to be paid for fucking wiping your nose. I need to be paid for giving you kisses and hugs and shit. I need to pay you for, wiping your diapers and putting a band-aid on your knee when you fucking bump and bruise yourself. That's something I need to get paid and compensated by the state for. What type of shit is this, man? I'm confused about it, man. I don't get it, man. I swear I don't get this shit. I don't understand it, man. I need somebody to help me understand it. Hunt says that motherhood and unpaid women's labor benefits all of society. It benefits all of society and provides members of the workforce, including healthcare, frontline and public services, personnel, the ability to engage in employment outside of the home. I don't get that. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me rewind that because I don't understand what the fuck she's saying here. Motherhood and unpaid women's labor benefits all of society and provides members of the workforce the ability to engage in employment outside of the home. So by women feeding their children, clothing them, and wiping away their tears when they cry or whatever, that's enabling other people to go to work so that they can make money while the work that the women are doing is unpaid. What? I don't understand this, man. I need somebody to help make this clear to me. Hunt adds, during the pandemic, the contribution has been especially vital and should be remunerated accordingly. Sujani says that if implemented, the plan would also send a signal to our girls that our society values the contributions of women and that their careers, dreams, and lives will not be taken for granted. End of article. End of article. Let me go back to my main screen. Look, y'all, I just don't understand this, man. I'm confused about it. I need to gain some clarification about this. So I got a brother, man, who's going to come on to the stream. His name is Artisan MC. What's good, my brother Artisan MC, man? Please explain to me what the hell is going on here, man. I can't hear you, brother. Your audio's not there. You got to unmute your mic. Your mic is muted. Damn, I still can't hear you, man. Artisan, are you there? Yeah, you got some technical difficulties popping off with your mic, bro. I can't hear you. So anyway, Artisan is trying to chime in, but he can't chime in because there's something going on with his audio. But I don't get it. I don't understand this. I'm just trying to gain clarification about this. Look, this is a classical second wave feminist argument. And it's the idea, and it's a Marxian argument. It's an argument that women are exploited for their labor, that they do more care work than anyone else in the household. Now, notwithstanding the fact that this is all predicated upon personal feelings about what they do versus what men do, because men do care work as well. I don't know how many of you all are fathers, but shit, I done wiped asses. I done kissed boo-boos. You know what I'm saying? I have cried and wiped away tears. I've gone to circuses. I've even taken other people's kids with me to the mall, to the circus, Universal Circus. It was fun. It was rewarding to me to be able to do that. I didn't think that the state needed to give me money for doing that. I thought that that was what my life was supposed to consist in. Being able to do something special for my children. I thought that was rewarding in and of itself. And I'm confused about it. So I'm just trying to get it. I'm confused now. Like Artisan is asking me for something, and I can't do it right now because I'm not on I'm not on YouTube, so I don't have YouTube up and going. Let me try to get YouTube up and going, so I can get this brother a wrench. But at any rate, man, I need somebody to help me understand this shit, man. I need women to help me understand this. What is it about being a mom or about being a dad that you think the government's supposed to pay you for? What the fuck is this? And why do you think that you're more caring than fathers? And that your role is more important than that of anybody else in the household? Like, if you're not involved, then everything is going to fall apart. Look, cats in the chat saying uncles matter. I just don't understand it. I need some clarification about this shit. But this is all to me, this is like a psychological tactic as far as I'm concerned. The very idea that women have begun to look at Marxism and to see themselves as being exploited in a relationship, it occludes, meaning that it just does not even bring into purview all the things that fathers do in order to, and the kind of value that fathers add related to care work with their children. I know many dads who do a whole lot of shit just like the women in the household do. Sometimes they even do more than the women do in order to deal with the emotional and the schoolwork and the discipline work in the household. But the assumption is that women are doing this shit all by themselves. Like women just do this shit better than men. Or women are doing, a more substantive job than are men. I just don't understand this. But I had a conversation with a few brothers yesterday. And the conversation was about women feeling cheated related to their own nature or despising their own nature. I'm beginning to believe that women don't like being women. They just hate being women. I'm beginning to believe that. Like, I'm beginning to believe that women hate being women. They don't like the fact that they have a monthly cycle. They don't like it that they give birth to children. They don't like it. They don't like the effects that come along with being a woman, the natural condition of being a woman. They do not like it. And they want to be compensated for it because they feel like it puts them at a disadvantage. But let me say this, and I want to underscore this. Let me bring up my matrix screen in order to try to bring this home, man. And I'm about to get out of here. Let me bring up my matrix screen. And I think it's fitting that I bring up the screen. Nature is real. Society is a construct. Children are real. Your job is a construct. People are real. People are found in nature through natural processes of reproduction. Your job is a construct. The relationship that you have with people are real, including that of your children. Money is a construct. Money is not real. Now, I'm not saying money does not have a real world impact. That's silly. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that at the end of the day, when you're on your deathbed, are you going to care about your job and that you didn't finish the last task that you were supposed to perform or duty you were supposed to perform at that job? Or are you going to be worried about having the people that you gave birth to around you to carry you in to the next phase of existence? It just seems to me that people nowadays care more about the construct, the matrix, because the matrix is the construct. The society we live in is a construct. It's artificial. It doesn't occur in nature. It can be done without. But you can't deal without people. You can't deal without your children if you want the society to be carried forth from one generation to the next. The children are important, not the money. But we make money out to be every fucking thing. In this culture, everything is bought and paid for. This is how I know most of these women are not really actually in search of building better relationships or improving the quality of interpersonal relationships. They want more of their share of the matrix. They want to be successful in the context of the matrix. Men, they do this shit by necessity so that they can supplement the nature of women in the process of reproduction when they want to marry a woman. It's a necessary evil. If men didn't have to do this shit, do you think they would do it? Go bust their asses off and go work so that people can be provided for? For what? Do you think men love going to work every day? Oh, I can't wait to get to work. Oh, I just love work so fucking much. I want work. Or do you think it's a necessary evil? It's something you got to do in order to provide for your family, if you have one, or for yourself. Now you got women who used to be in a position to where their needs were cared for by the society at large. I'm talking about white women predominantly, though, who don't like the fact that they weren't part of the matrix, the artifice that we call society, which is it's a construct. It's a matrix. It's artificial. The way we relate to each other, the relationships we have with each other are the most important thing. Not the fucking jobs, not your careers, not how important you are in the context of your fucking career. It's the quality of the content of the relationships that you have. And people seem to lose sight of that. And for crying out loud, I just don't understand why. But this is where we are in this culture, man. People care less and less about people, and they care more and more about money. And they care more and more about their status within the context of some artificial shit. And this is where our disconnect is. This is where our problems can be found in, or where the problems can be located and where they can be found. This is a materialist, self-absorbed, narcissistic culture filled with little selfish, egoistic people who only give a fuck about themselves, man. They don't care about the quality of relationships. No, not at all. They care about the matrix. They care about bullshit within the context of the matrix. Motherfuckers need to learn how to unplug from this shit and realize it's all phony, man. The most important thing are people. Not what people can give you in terms of material bullshit, but what people can give you in relation to the quality of friendship, the quality of love, the quality of understanding, the quality of cooperation, the quality of understanding. But we've lost sight of that, man. So go get your money, man. I'll holler at y'all later, bro. Peace.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm a phenomenon, I shine like Orion. I came in a rap gang to smack it up like Heron, transform it like Megatron. Wait, like Yamatron, most rappers are some peons. I'ma starve them like Ramadan, I'm troublesome. You don't really want no troublesome, cause I pop guns like hood chicks do bubble gum. I been dumb, gon' stay that way till kingdom come. When the sun I'm at, unleash a demon, a polygon. I'm heavy, son, got more knowledge than Farrakhan. More gang than Cap, come with that bishop named Don Juan. Stay lit off some Shandon, maybe Bacardi Ram. Stay drink to some Nordstrom, call me that Dapper Don. More violent than Genghis Khan, the members of Taliban. Niggas faker than silicon, get hit like a .com, like soldiers in Lebanon. I'm bringing that red rum. When I get through with you, son, you gon' think I see rap. Run! I carry weight like a heavyweight, bake more cakes than patty cake. Watch the fiend salivate. You a lightweight, bantamweight, better contemplate. If you violate, make you levitate to the pearly gates. I fascinate when I conversate from the show me state where these niggas love the hate and hot murder rate or the waste. But this flow is just a taste of God's grace, shining this light in the ugly place. In the prophecy, got more wisdom than Socrates' philosophies. You don't really want no parts of me, can't you see? I'm slicker than Mephistopheles, stronger than Hercules, more dangerous than the Damocles. The MCs trying me pretty please. I wait up they white tees, knock them out they wallabies. Now they touch my deliries. For coming up shorter than little C's when I break out the killer bees. I study music like Karkasi, hit chicks look like Ashanti. When I'm breaking them off, they yell at out poppy. You rack rappers is sloppy, you can't stop me with that. We can sorry, copy, malarkey. I'm a monster like Frankenstein, rock harder than Palestine. You slams, dropping dimes, a snake and serpentine. Take stand and steamy glow like Nas with his big shine. All you haters cold in it, cold sores need calamine. But my hot shit like red bricks hitting your head, leave a sour taste up in your mouth like lemon heads, like simply red. Wasted some years up in the feds when I touched down, already red that gave me head. I got higher vision for higher living. I'm highly driven. I'm acting women like it's some sort of sick religion. Driving an Impala, sitting on it, each 20 inches, and they spinning just like the planets in the solar system.
Black country people, over in Africa, down to America. Black country people, we make all the world go round and around, yes. Black country people, up in Canada, down to Jamaica. Black country people, we make all the world go round.